All right, back. Goodfellas Sports TV, another stream. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Blessings to the brothers and sisters out there for supporting the channel. Make sure that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the videos. Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Hellblaze, at thehellblaze.com. Promo code Goodfellow Unboxing. Get you 18% off the 100% all natural products. Um, you know, so you can check that out, man. Website, promo code, description. And we're going to talk about a little bit about the Lakers and about Kevin Durant like we did yesterday. And pretty much the Lakers are on the cusp of getting Anthony Davis. I'm not sure what Boston is willing to offer. Kind of talked about this in a couple of videos earlier. What's going on C-Suite Science Sports TV? Um, that's why, Anthony Davis is not represented by Rich Paul. Now, Kyrie Irving just got rid of his agent, and most people thinking that he could go to Rich Paul. So pretty much it may be a case. It may be a case where whoever get Anthony Davis, that's where Kyrie Irving gonna go. I heard he's in love with Brooklyn, as earlier we stated. He's already declined a player option next year for $30 million or $21 million, excuse me, from the Boston Celtics. That was expected. It doesn't mean that he's going to leave Boston, but pretty much people are already speculating that he gone from Boston. Okay, so with that being said, it may be a case where it's a three-team thing. It's a three-team thing for Kyrie Irving. It's either Brooklyn, okay, with Kevin Durant getting out of there, the Knicks is probably gone, but it's Brooklyn, Lakers, and Brooklyn Lakers and or Ball going back to Boston. Okay, if Anthony Davis go to Boston, I believe Kyrie Irving will return. But like I said before, LeBron is running a mafia. Okay, and I don't mean that in any condescending or derogatory way towards LeBron. LeBron James is bullying the league. You know what I'm saying? Just check out the situation. He wanted to get Anthony Davis on the Lakers. What do? He gets Rich Paul to be his agent, right? That's his homeboy, all right? Also, then what happens, somehow, ironically, David Griffin emerges, his ex-Cleveland Cavalier GM, he emerges as the general manager for the Cleveland Cavaliers. For the Cleveland Cavaliers at the Pelicans, okay? And what's so sad about the situation is the former GM Dale Demps, he was told by people in NBA circles like Greg Popovich not to trade Anthony Davis to the fucking Lakers. Now, what they about to do? They about to trade him to the Lakers anyway. And the NBA can't have LeBron James missing the playoffs again. Okay. At the end of the day, they said David Griffin holds Brandon Ingram to high regards. Okay. At the end of the day, that's cool. They're gonna trade Lonzo and Brandon Ingram over there. Is the Pelicans any better? I don't know. It depends on how good Zion Williamson is, But at the end of the day, that's what they're going to sell. They can't have LeBron not making the playoffs, man. And at the end of the day, Boston, they can try. They can try to do whatever they're trying to do. But guess what? It's already pretty much etched in stone that they not going to have LeBron miss the playoffs again. They took too many losses in the pocket, with LeBron not being in this playoffs. Not just being in the playoffs, being competitive in the playoffs. Oh, what's up? Insana Boy is my name. Hope I got that right. He said the Lakers still not gonna win even with him. I agree. Fred Jackson was going. He said, and people crying because Kevin Durant want to leave. Went to the Warriors. Yeah. At the end of the day, LeBron James, he is really cornered the NBA market. And the NBA, don't be fools. The NBA, they actually assisted Gail Benson. I'll guarantee you it. They assisted in Gail Benson and getting David Griffin. I'm telling you, that's what happened. They assisted her in getting David Griffin to be the GM. That's what happened when you got an owner that don't know what they doing, or that's pretty much ignorant to the basketball situation. They did the same thing with Martha Ford and the Lions. She didn't know where to start to hire a general manager. The NFL helped her with her search. Same thing with Gail Benson. Okay, now they about to trade Anthony Davis to the Lakers. This is that NBA shit. Just like when they stopped Chris Paul from going to the fucking Lakers. Even on the NBA, they own the Hornets temporarily. But it's the same thing, bro. They not gonna have LeBron James. What's up, Sean? I see you. They not gonna have LeBron James missing the playoffs. You know what? And what's so sad about it is that they riding off his coattail. with Jordan and Bird and Magic, it was understandable, right? But at the end of the day, LeBron is how old? 30-something years old. Don't you think it's time for them to find a new guy to usher in the era? At the end of the day, you didn't really, they didn't really squeeze all the citrus juice out of LeBron. It's a little corner left in this orange juice tank, all right? It's a little bit corner left in that motherfucker. Don't they need to find somebody else to put on the pedestal? You do got Giannis. What else you get him out? You do got Giannis out there. You do got, Zion coming into the league. Who they gonna dick ride next? That's what it just equate to. You know what I'm saying? The media and the media kind of remind you of the radio, even though it's all media. You know what? You ever heard a song and you be like, I like it. You know what I'm saying? I like it. But they play it so much that you might be at work, whoop-de-whoop, fixing on this, whoop-de-whoop, and you catch yourself singing the song. They forced you to love that song. Or it can either force you to love the song or force you to hate the song. For me, growing up, going to school as a kid, that song was The Quiet Storm. I hate that song to this day. If they play The Quiet Storm in the club, I walk out or go to the bathroom. Okay? Either you gonna like the or love or have strong like for the fucking Quiet Storm, or you gonna have strong hate for the Quiet Storm. Either you gonna love LeBron, and most people that truly love LeBron, they are media whores. They believe all the lying and the fabricating exaggerations that the media put out there. May it be stuff from the Middle East. May they believe what's the Mueller report really didn't find nothing on Donald Trump, which I won't get deep into politics on here. But y'all get what I'm saying. They believe what the media is dishing. You know what I'm saying? What you got to learn is this, okay? In this world, you got to relearn everything that this white society has taught you. Okay? Oh, hey, Jamaica, salute. Fred, I see you. Dion, I see you. What you got to do is relearn everything that you learned. Okay? You got to learn where all these traditions come from. You got to trace the root of it. From marriage to going to church to all of that shit. Pastors, priests, Catholics, nuns, communion, all that. You got to relearn how you look at life. Okay? And it's the same thing, with LeBron James. LeBron James is the Quiet Storm for me. Okay? Either I'm going to really love fucking LeBron James, so they shove him down my throat 24/7, or I'm going to hate him. Okay? It ain't a black thing. It ain't a white thing. Tom Brady, the same thing. Okay? It's the same shit. So if they can send Anthony Davis to the Lakers, they still ain't shit. Okay, and we can say the Golden State Warriors, because it sounds like it's a very slim chance that Kevin Durant reads up with them, and I kind of mix him in as well too. It's a very slim chance he stays there. Okay, but my whole thing about it is with LeBron James, they can give all the help he need. Okay, but then again, I mean, it don't mean he gonna win. Because if Kawhi Leonard come to the Clippers, they better than the Lakers with AD. If Kawhi Leonard stay with Toronto, they still gonna beat the Lakers. Because if you look at it, they get rid of Brandon Ingram. Okay. And you can put Kyrie on there as well, too. If you want to put Kyrie on that team, go ahead. Even though Kyrie ain't teaming back up with LeBron, I don't believe. Okay? But let's just say hypothetically, right? They're getting rid of fucking Brandon Ingram. They're getting rid of Lonzo Ball. And in my opinion, they're getting rid of the number 4 pick, maybe plus some, right? But in actuality, what are the Lakers really losing? Right? Derek Webster, what are the Lakers really using? That's what you got to ask yourself. Brandon Ingram is not functional out there with LeBron James. He can't play with LeBron. He need the ball in his hands too. Lonzo Ball is turning into a generic Derek Fisher, a spot-up three-pointer when LeBron James was on the court with him. The Lakers didn't lose nothing with Lonzo Ball and Brandon Ingram. Okay? This is why this is a highway robbery. Okay? What you really need to do if you the Pelicans is also get fucking Kyle Kuzma. That's the functional piece that's going to cripple the Los Angeles Lakers. Okay? If they don't get Kyle Kuzma with them 3 players, you know what? Then David Griffin should have a bullet in his head. And I mean figuratively. He need to get all 3 of them. Okay, they say, oh no, we're not trading Kuzma. That's the one functional piece. They keep Kuzma. That's a crying shame for the Pelicans. The Pelicans, even if they facilitate a 3-team deal to get another great player to go with them, that's a joke. That's a real joke for them not to obtain Kyle Kuzma as well. Okay? Lonzo Ball and Brandon Ingram are not functional players with LeBron James. If you playing with LeBron James, they surrounded him with all playmakers last year. How the fuck you gonna surround somebody with all playmakers and his whole career been shooters? Daniel Gibson, right? Damon Jones, right? Even Gilgauskas started to stretch out to the mid-range game a little bit. All right, Sasha Pavlovich. You know what I'm saying? Wally Zerbiak a little bit at the end of his career. All he had all shooters. Varejao can hit the mid-range. You know what I'm saying? Carlos Boozer had a little 10 to 15 footer. You know, then you go deeper into his Cleveland stay. You know, they kept surrounding him with other shooters as well, too. You see when he had Larry Hughes, he couldn't do nothing with Larry Hughes. Larry Hughes' career went down the drain. Eric Snow couldn't do nothing with Eric Snow. If you can't spot up and shoot with LeBron, you might as well forget about it. He says, I don't have a favorite team now. This generation of basketball sucks just like the music. Just have the teams I watch. Yeah, I just watch individual. I love my Pistons, you know, and I watch them, but that's really about it. You know what? I have individual players I like. My favorite player in the NBA currently is Damian Lillard. You know, but at the end of the day, if the Pelicans allow them to keep Kyle Kuzma, you know, that should be criminal. Okay? That should be criminal. But let's just say they do keep Kyle Kuzma, right? They get Kuzma, Anthony Davis, LeBron James. Who else do you have on the roster? Okay, they bring back JaVale McGee. Big deal. They beat back Rajon Rondo. Okay? Rajon Rondo is still an adequate defender, but he still don't fit with LeBron James. Rajon Rondo probably fits better, maybe with the fucking Timberwolves, backing up Teague. You know, maybe they sit there and they get Derrick Rose. They're going to fill out that roster with mid-level exception players or veterans that's willing to take less. Quan, what's going on? D9, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? He said Jason Tatum is Larry Hughes' nephew. Yeah, they both is from St. Louis. Didn't know that. You know, what they going to do is, you know, they going to try to fill that up with mid-level set. But the problem is this, man. How effective would Anthony Davis be with the Lakers? That's the question. How effective would Anthony Davis be with the fucking Lakers? Because we seen what LeBron James did to with Chris Bosh and Kevin Love. Anthony Davis gonna have to make his bones on the defensive end of the court. That's just what it's gonna be. He gonna have to make his bones defensively, and he gonna be stretching out to the 3-point line. Anthony Davis, I'm telling you, Anthony Davis is gonna need to put on another 20 pounds or whatever. You know, mostly muscle and water, okay? He gonna need to put on some more weight. But for him to be effective and really had an impact that a Shaq or a Patrick Ewing or Hakeem Olajuwon, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, a.k.a. Lou Alcindor, Bill Russell, you know, in my opinion, and this might sound fucked up and some people may not agree with what I'm about to say, but in my opinion, he hasn't had the impact in the NBA that Ben Wallace had when he went to the Pistons. He hasn't had that impact on that team. Ben Wallace changed the culture in Detroit. And that's real shit. Ben Wallace changed the culture in Detroit. Okay? When Ben Wallace left Detroit Pistons, that's when LeBron beat them. And when I mean like that, I don't mean Ben Wallace is a better player overall than Anthony Davis. Obviously, Anthony Davis is a more prolific scorer. He's, you know, an amazing talent. But what impact did he have on the Pelicans? Ronaldo too. He had no impact. Ben Wallace was the heart, the soul. He was the rock. You know what I'm saying? He changed the culture. Okay, rebound. It was all heart. Rebounding. All right. Oh, if Chauncey get beat off the dribble, you know what? Ben Wallace gonna clean that hoe up. His impact was deeper than stats, and everybody is analytical and shit like that. What impact did Anthony Davis have on the Pelicans? I remember Patrick Ewing changed the culture in New York City even before he did a dribble. Before he dribbled the ball for the New York Knicks, right? He changed the perception of the Knicks. It took a couple years, but he turned it around. Anthony Davis hasn't done that. And he done dribbled the ball over 1 billion times. Shaquille O'Neal, okay? Shaquille O'Neal. The Orlando Magic won 17, 18 games before Shaquille O'Neal got there. Okay? You know what the fuck happened the first year Shaquille O'Neal was in Orlando? They doubled their wins. More than doubled. They had 40, 41, 42 wins from 17, 18 wins for the number one pick in the draft, almost making the playoffs. That's an impact. When you talk about people putting Anthony Davis in their top 5, what type of impact has he had? How do you put him above Giannis Antetokounmpo? Hopefully I said his name right. You can't. Have you took real talk? We might be venturing off to some other shit, right? Had you take Giannis Antetokounmpo off the fucking Milwaukee Bucks and put Anthony Davis on the Milwaukee Bucks not the number 1 seed. They don't have the best record in the NBA at all. They don't. And that's what people need to understand. Anthony Davis is a co-star. He's not Denzel. You know what I'm saying? He's not Denzel. You know? He's not Jordan Peele. Or Pele, whatever his name is. He the other guy. I don't even know the other guy's name. He's from Detroit. He not them. You know what I'm saying? He the other guy. He ain't Charles Xavier. He ain't Magneto. The nigga is Mystique. Okay? He not Cyclops or Jean Grey. The nigga, to put it in perspective, he like fucking Nightcrawler. Very integral part of the team. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. For better secret, and I don't like using this analogy, but he big boy and he need an Andre 3000. I don't think that's cool, but a lot of people say that. I think they're pretty much equal. I give a little notch to Andre 3 stacks, but hey, big boy held his own. He not Giannis, okay? He not James Harden. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, he may be in the bracket. He may be in the bracket with or just below Russell Westbrook. I think he's with Paul George. Real talk. I think he in the Paul George bracket. Real good player. He can get you in the 7th, 8th seed on the Indiana Pacers. Excellent defender, good offensive player. But you know what? You know what it was about Paul George and what it is about Anthony Davis? They don't have a mean streak. They don't have killer in them. Say what you want to say about LeBron. They say he ain't got a mean, but you know what? LeBron can turn it on. His emotions, you know what I'm saying? His emotions is contagious. He good enough to put a team on his back. And you know what? In the NBA Finals against the Warriors, had it not been for J.R. Smith, he good enough to get you a win. Anthony Davis, he not going to get you a win in an impossible series to win. He can't win a game by himself in the playoff, an important game in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? He don't have that type of ability. He's in the Paul George bracket. And that's nothing to sniff at. Paul George is in the 10. After this season, he finished in the MVP. Chris Bosh. Ty, what's going on? Hey, Steph, I see you. He said, I feel what you're saying, but all those players had other key players with them. AD hasn't had that. AD had Drew Holiday. That's better than what Paul George had before he left. If you the man, Shaq didn't have another guy. Patrick Ewing didn't have another guy. Hakeem had Ralph Sampson. Michael Jordan, and I hate to compare anybody to the GOAT. Michael Jordan, they sit here and Shannon Sharpe will tell you, oh, Michael Jordan, you know, he got swept in the playoffs. You tell me other than Hodges who was on that fucking team. That team had the 3rd pick for a reason. You feel what I'm saying? Give me a minute. I gotta find my water. Maybe I didn't bring that hoe up here. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I guess I didn't. But it's cool. But he didn't have, you know what I'm saying? Them niggas didn't have no great players neither. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just kidding. Like, he with Paul George and, you know, and to be real talk, man, to keep it real, and a lot of niggas not going to agree with this neither. And I'm not hating on, I don't have nothing against Anthony Davis, right? I don't have nothing against that guy, man. I like Kentucky, you know, all that. You know what I'm saying? I like Chicago. Big ups to Chicago. But real talk, you tell me who the fuck Oladipo had on Indiana last season. Real talk. Who did Oladipo have on Indiana last season? Darren Collison, inconsistent ass. Miles Turner, inconsistent ass. Okay, he didn't have a Danny Granger at one point in time that Paul George had. Okay? Oladipo, and if Oladipo was healthy this season, bro, it's no doubt in my mind that Indiana probably would have beat Boston. Okay? But they don't give no credit to Oladipo. Okay? That nigga, what's going on, Lathers? They don't give that nigga no credit. Oh, he in the East. Hey, it ain't my fault that the Pelicans out West. The fucking Indiana Pacers could have made it to the fuck. They probably would have secured the 3rd seed. They probably would have made it to the fucking finals this year with Oladipo. Okay? Well, Miles Turner back healthy. Oladipo, he had a bigger impact on Indiana in one season, and it would have been in 2 seasons. I'd have ranked him above Anthony Davis had he not got injured. Oladipo took the Pacers to heights they never been before. They took LeBron seven games. Okay? 7 games. Well, who else? He didn't have a Drew Holiday. Ricky E, what's going on? He didn't have no Drew Holiday. Wasn't no Alfred Payton, really good point guard. Wasn't no Julius Randle. Okay? Wasn't none of them niggas. I ain't trying to hear that. Well, Anthony Davis didn't have nobody. Neither did fucking Paul George before he left Indiana, and neither did Oladipo. He didn't have nobody. That's the impact that you want to see. He didn't have an impact the whole time he was there. Okay, they beat the Portland Trail Blazers, man. Okay, good shit. But then somebody knocked their power out in the next round. Can't remember who. Then you keep going, and you look at Kawhi Leonard. For you to put Anthony Davis even in the same fucking bracket, he said Indiana didn't miss a beat. You talking about what, this year? Well, they missed that nigga in the playoffs. But Miles Turner was healthy this year. Last year, he wasn't. So you give him Miles Turner next year, and he come back healthy, I think he a problem. I don't understand Lonzo Ball to the Bulls, and I'll speak on that. I just don't understand it. I like Chris Dunn. I haven't watched a lot about Chris Dunn, but I like Chris Dunn. You know what I'm saying? So at the same time, for me, Anthony Davis ain't had no impact in the NBA. Patrick Ewing had a bigger impact. Shit, if I really could remember, and I had to do the research, shit, Alonzo probably had a bigger impact. Had Ralph Sampson not got injured, shit, he probably would have had a bigger impact. Bill Walton had a bigger impact in the NBA than Anthony Davis has had. Until his injury, he brought a championship to Portland. They ain't won one since. You know what I'm saying? They ain't won one since. For you to be in the same category, and Stephen A. Smith, man, don't fuck with. I mean, I don't respect these dudes' basketball opinion, okay? Because, you know, Shannon Sharp, his opinion is not supposed to be respected. Okay, he's ignorant on TV when it comes to basketball. Okay, he's very, very ignorant. Okay, so when he bring up, Michael Jordan didn't get swept, you tell me where LeBron James was his rookie year. He didn't make the playoffs. Jordan did, I believe. They lost to 1 year. They lost to the 86 Celtics by sweep. By far, is top 5 all-time NBA team. The 86 Celtics was one of the greatest teams ever assembled. Period. The other year, they lost to the Milwaukee Bucks. I think in his rookie year. The year they lost in 86, what's so funny about it is this, okay? This is why you do your own research. They conveniently leave out these facts, and I don't want to make it about Jordan, but I'm going to make it about Jordan for a second. The year in '86 he came back. What they don't tell you about Michael Jordan is that he missed the whole season with a Liz Frank injury, a broken bone in his foot. They told Michael Jordan, don't come back, don't come back. Jordan came back for the fucking playoffs. Remember, LeBron James fell out when they lost to the Spurs because they didn't have no air conditioning. In the Boston Garden, them niggas didn't have no air conditioning, right? Michael Jordan didn't have no fucking fitness. Really. He came back and dropped 63 points. He dropped 63 points after a broken foot on perhaps one of the greatest teams ever. That was the greatest team ever assembled before they was deemed that. He dropped 63 points on them niggas. Guess how many three-pointers he hit? Not a one. This nigga hit 63 points in twos. That nigga say Larry Bird said that's Jesus in sneakers. Come on, man. You go to the 86, 87 Michael Jordan? That was the greatest physical year outside of having an NBA Finals championship and Finals MVP. I think it's 86, 87 it was, or maybe 87, 88 I think it was. That's the greatest individual physical year for individual Jesus in shorts, my bad. That's what he called Larry Bird on Jesus short. That's the greatest, I think it's 87, 88. The greatest individual year for a player in NBA history. MVP. Defensive Player of the Year. What else did he win that year? All-Star Game MVP. Dunk contest. Obviously, first team on NBA. First team on NBA defense. He won all that. He did that in 1 year. LeBron never did it. He never did that. So you telling me historically about the impact of Anthony Davis? He didn't have nobody. Neither did Shaq. Who the fuck he had? Scott Skiles when he first got there. Patrick Ewing, that was the worst. Well, they tanked. So Anthony Davis, that's not an excuse. Anthony Davis is just a sidekick. He's a guy, he could be the second best player on a championship team. He's a sidekick. And that's not bad. You know, Scottie Pippen was a sidekick. Greatest perimeter defender I've ever seen. And sometimes a sidekick need to step in and help out. Because the 91 finals, go back and watch that finals. Magic Johnson was giving fucking Jordan the work. They put Pippen on him, cut him down. You know, Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant. Shaq didn't win a championship before Kobe. And in my opinion, that Magic team that made it to the finals was more talented than Glenn Rice and them. Glenn Rice, Kobe, Shaq. That first Laker team they won a ship in the 2000s. That Magic team, man, they were stacked. Horace, he came from Chicago. They had Shaq, obviously, Nick Anderson, 3D Dennis Scott, Penny Hardaway. Like, they was a stacked team. That was immaturity. He didn't win it with Penny Hardaway. Okay? So for everybody saying Shaq carried Kobe, hey, man, he didn't win one with Penny Hardaway. At the end of the day, they was feeling themselves, though. They put Jordan out that year. That's when Jordan came off of retirement. That's what niggas don't remember. They put Jordan out that year. Jordan came back. And I believe the Magic might have beat them twice in the regular season, one of them years. But Jordan came back and laid it on their ass. Shaq knows as long as Jordan was in the East, he wasn't winning shit. You know what I'm saying? They could talk about, and what's so funny about it before I get to KD, and I'm going to wrap it up. Before Nick Anderson lost that. When Nick Anderson missed all them free throws, Mr. Betts, when he missed all them fucking free throws, Nick Anderson, it was over with. That took the morale out of Orlando Magic. They wasn't winning the game, and I don't think they did win the game. When that nigga missed them free throws, bruh, if Nick Anderson made his free throws, that series is totally different. But he didn't. That nigga Jordan, I remember they beat Jordan. That nigga Jordan kissed the flow and shit. That nigga must have went ham in the summertime. because he came off retirement. But when he came back the next season, oh man, they beat the hell out the Magic. But like I said before, Anthony Davis is a really good player, but he not LeBron. Even now, he don't have an impact on the game. He not Giannis. He not Kawhi. Okay, he more like where Paul George is at, Westbrook is at. He like that. He in that bracket of class. Now, if he get with LeBron and he play his role and he really good at his role, then you know what? For me, he right there with Kyrie, to be honest. Because if you look at it with Kyrie without LeBron, him and Deion Waiters was just average. He was injury prone like Anthony Davis, but you know what? When LeBron got him in the rhythm, he got with LeBron and had to take the pressure. He was a good number 2. Okay, Kyrie is not a vocal leader. He's a really good number 2 player, and nothing wrong with that. And number 2 players can be inside the top 10. Real talk. Number 2 players could be inside the top 10. That ain't got no problem with it. But you know what? You will never be number 1. That's what they told Kobe for years. They told Kobe, you would never be number 1. He said that dude from the Bucks hasn't done shit. He like what, 24 years old? What you expect? He done more than Anthony Davis. That nigga done more than Anthony Davis. You put Anthony Davis on the Milwaukee Bucks and see if them niggas got to lead the league in wins. Won't happen. You know what? It don't happen that way in the NBA or in the NFL. You don't go from being a young bubbling team, right? You don't go from being a young bubbling team to a championship. Very rarely that happens. You don't do that without established star. You don't do it without LeBron, without a Jordan, without a... It don't happen that way. The Philadelphia 76ers, they young. They cheated the game. You know what I'm saying? It's plenty teams throughout history that hasn't cheated the game. You know what I'm saying? It's guys that's dedicated to their craft. And let me give you a comparison. The Seahawks team, the young Seahawks team that lost to the Atlanta Falcons with the second round, where they should have beat Atlanta. Russell Wilson didn't cut no corners. He just didn't have the experience. Philadelphia 76ers, they had the talent. They cut corners. And they don't have the experience. They haven't paid their dues yet. I've seen it happen so many times, man. The Pistons, I could just keep repeating what the Pistons would do. Okay? 80s, they had to get over the Celtics. The going to work Pistons, we had to get over the New Jersey Nets. That was the team we had to get over. The New Jersey Knicks, the Portland Trail Blazers, Sacramento Kings in the early 2000s, Minnesota Timberwolves one year with Sam Cassell and Latrell Sprewell, they had to get over the Lakers. Couldn't do it. Only team that can get over the Lakers then was the San Antonio Spurs. Those were better than the NBA Finals. Okay? You got to have a breakthrough. And with those breakthroughs come moves. You got to take risks. You can't stay packed. You always got to improve your team. You know, and that's just real stuff. So Giannis is not going to go from being an all-star to a superstar, which he is a superstar now. He's a superstar. He's going to be the MVP. Right? But you can go from all-star to an MVP. That can happen. But you don't go from a contender to a champion. Not without a lot of luck. That just don't happen in professional sports other than like hockey. You got to go through your trials and tribulations. Michael Jordan. Remember we talked about first couple years, he got swept. Milwaukee, Boston. Then guess what? They was favored to lose. The Cleveland was favored over them at one of those years. And I'm gonna do some forgotten basketball player series. Okay, because one of the greatest, a couple great point guards I want to talk about. Okay. Two of the greatest point guards that and I'm gonna say great. And I'm a round off some players, and you may remember them, you may not remember them, but Logan, I gotta watch Logan. I started watching it the other night, forgot. But two of the best point guards that's gonna go on my forgotten basketball players is Terrell Brandon. You know, he got injured. Terrell Brandon and Mark Price. I think they both had knee injuries. Mark Price was the coldest motherfucker coming off the pick and roll. You want to see how the pick and roll is ran? Mark Price was nice. That was a bad white boy. Him, Tom Chambers. Remember Tom Gugliotta? Man, before Tom Gugliotta got injured, he was a bad motherfucker too. And Wally Zerbiak. That was my, hey man, Tom Gugliotta was my dude. I remember Malik Sealy passed. Remember Bobby, David Wesley and his homeboy Bobby Phillips in Chicago, in Charlotte. I think that was Bobby Phillips was his name, and before they moved to New Orleans, whatever it was. Them, they was a good backcourt. They was undersized. You talk about Deion Waiters and Kyrie Irving. You talk about that backcourt, that what it was supposed to be. They wasn't even better than David Wesley and fucking Bobby Phillips. Them was some bad little short motherfucking backcourt. One of the most underrated backcourts I can remember. You know what I'm saying? For real, man. That was some ballers, man. I can keep going on, man. Petrovic for the New Jersey Nets. Also, who else you had? Oh man, I don't know. Oh, Wally Zerbiak before the knee injury. Wally Zerbiak can shoot that motherfucker. Now, when he got to Cleveland, he wasn't shit. He was already done. But Wally Zerbiak at a point in time, Zerbiak was a bad white boy. You know what I'm saying? He was by far better than Kyle Korver ever was. But who I'm about to say before I continue on, it was another joker I was about to talk about. He was nice until he got messed up, man. I can't remember. Not Rod Strickland. I like Rod. He just got a bad rap in the NBA. But it was another boy. He was bad. I can't remember what I was about to say, but he was a bad boy. I can't think of his name off top. But yeah, I mean, you had some real good players, man. That's some real good players. But Mark Price, man, and Terrell Brandon, DeJuan Wagner, that's his name. DeJuan Wagner. Before LeBron got there, DeJuan Wagner was a problem. Kenny Anderson was a true too. DeJuan Wagner was a fucking problem. Y'all remember him? DeJuan Wagner, nigga. You talk about, man, if you had a regular NBA game, that nigga Vin Baker worked at Starbucks. Now, he was nice. But if you got a regular game, NBA game, and you put a pistol to a nigga head and say, well, you need 50 tonight, who you going to get 50 with? I'm telling you, at the time, DeJuan Wagner would have been in your top two players. If you needed 50 and you be like, hey, man, DeJuan Wagner, man, you know who you going to call up? DeJuan Wagner was in your top two. You was calling DeJuan Wagner. DeJuan Wagner can get you, man. He get you 50. If it was a nigga that could have got 81 or 100 points, it was him. Yeah, Mark Aguirre, he from Chicago. Adrian Danley was a bad motherfucker too. Adrian Danley was bad. Latrell Sprewell was crazy. Mitch Richmond, Chris Mullins. Hey man, what happened to the great white player, man? We were talking about the great white boxer disappearing. You know what I'm saying? But what happened to the great white ball player, man? Remember, shit, you even throw them Europeans in there, man. Dirk carried the torch for the white man. No doubt about it. Dirk carried that torch. Because Ricky Rubio, he might have been Spanish or whatever. I'm just going to call him white. Steve Smith, Persian Doughboy from Detroit. But shout out to Willie Green, too. Cooley High. Glenn Rice, another one. Glenn Rice was bad. Isaiah Ryder was a nut job. He just pulled the pistol at a basketball game. Jason Williams, which one you talking about? The one that had the Mancha incident that played for the Nets, or you talking about the dude off the motorcycle? Lonzo Morton, he had kidney issues. Man, we could talk about Mookie Blaylock. I just talked about him the other day. He almost lost his life a couple. Mookie Blaylock, man, he can play them passing lanes. You know what I'm saying? Who else you had? Somebody already said Bobby Jackson. Doug Christie, old pussy whipped ass. I mean, we could just keep going on and on for players. Yeah, AD don't have dog him. I agree. And you know another thing, he don't play in the post. Jason Williams was nice. Deadlift Shrimp, I said his name. Starberry was straight. See, all right, you really want to get me started about the Timberwolves, all right? Marbury was a jealous motherfucker. Okay, I remember this because KG is one of my favorite players of all time, right? He was one of my favorite players of all time. Don't get me started on KG. Starberry or Stephon Marbury was jealous of Kevin Durant. I mean Kevin Garnett. He was jealous of him, and that's where his downfall started at. He was jealous of KG. That's why he got out of Minnesota. That was a nice fit too. He was jealous of KG. Not only did he receive his karma, he received his karma in basketball and got sent over to China, but he hurt KG because KG was supposed to get his shit before that. Now he did make it to the Western Conference Finals with Terrell Sprewell and Sam Cassell, but Stephon Marbury and him was supposed to they were supposed to get a championship together. KG wasn't even no selfish dude. But Stephon Marbury was just jealous. Who that remind you of? It was another situation where somebody was jealous of somebody else in sports and wanted to leave and messed up a good thing. But hey, it is what it is. But let's talk about KG, man. We're going to have to do some more retro videos. I got a retro playlist. I only did 2 of them. It's called a Retro Hoop Series. I got to get on them. I'm going to do more of those, man. I'm going to pick a couple days. I'm going to start picking days where I drop certain content, man, like forgotten fighters, forgotten basketball players. Adam Morrison, please don't, man. That nigga, I mean, I was surprised that JJ Redick. Oh, John Stockton, yeah. I was surprised JJ Redick had a better career than Adam Morrison. I don't know why. Oh, you talking about that whole team, man. Durant, Harden, Westbrook, Ibaka, that whole squad, you know. But Russell Westbrook just ran him out. Rajah Bell was another dude. He came from the what was it called? The other basketball league they had. They had a team in Detroit that played at Cobo. Rajah Bell signed with the Sixers after that in the middle of the playoffs. And that was a great pickup. Rajah Bell was a good defender. And he learned to knock down the three. He fit good with Aaron McKee, Eric Snow, and Allen Iverson. Eric Snow, I couldn't stand that motherfucker. He couldn't shoot for shit. All that time in the league and you can't develop a jumper. But yeah, all right. I talked about this a little bit earlier too about KD, Kevin Durant. It said that Kevin Durant, okay, did Penny get a ring? I don't think so. I know he tagged on with Miami for a minute. I don't think he was on that team. I don't think he got a ring. Glenn Robinson just didn't have no dog in him, just like his son, little big dog. He ain't had no dog in him. Well, you think about AD coming to the Lakers. I don't really think about it. I got to see how the team round out, but I think he going to flourish under LeBron, but I got to see how the West is. And I'm going to give perspective on that in a minute, Tread, the Norwoods. I'm going to give perspective on that, but yeah, he went to Michigan State, Eric Snow, too. I can't stand. Well, I like Michigan State basketball program. I'm more Michigan, but I respect them. But yeah, KD basically got 3 teams that's willing to get him the max contract, even though if he don't play next year. So what's so funny, I was at Walmart before I got on and shit. I went to grab me some groceries. Then I got me some Arabic food and shit because I ain't feel like cooking today. I got that chicken shabab with the lemon sauce with the rice. That shit good as hell. Y'all know I'm in Detroit, so they got the largest population of Arabs in Dearborn. So we got, just like out in California, I got all the dope Mexican foods and shit like that. We got all the dope Mediterranean foods, like a chicken for 2 salad. We got shawarmas, lamb, chicken. I don't really eat beef, or like that no more. Whatever lamb is considered, I'm more of a just chicken and turkey right now, man. And eventually, I ain't going vegan. I can't do that shit, but I'm probably gonna go meatless for a minute, and probably before I get 40. Okay, but hey, that's here nor there. But Kevin Durant, we was talking about Kevin Durant at Walmart, and me and a couple of workers and shit, and I said that he gonna have to change his game. Okay, Kevin Durant is gonna have to change his game. Okay, that's just what it is. Kevin Durant is going to have to change his game. And how you gonna have to change his game is Jordan. Jordan changed his game. Now Jordan, he didn't experience an Achilles blowout, but what Jordan had to do is, okay, I don't have the first step to take these niggas off the dribble no more. Okay, what Kevin Durant maybe want to do. I mean, it's two guys that I say he should seek out, maybe three. But the main guys he need to seek out, and niggas might laugh at me, and LeBron should do this as well too. Okay, because LeBron, he don't have no go-to moves. But the two guys that's a few guys, and I'm around them all. But the guys that Kevin Durant need to go after is Hakeem Olajuwon, Kevin McHale, Kevin Garnett, and Paul Pierce. Them four right there. And you know why? You know why I say that? You know why you go to those type of guys? Because you know what? All that off the dribble, step back, all that shit where you shimmy and you exerting energy and you cutting and you really, all that leg shit is gone. Okay, if it come back, it come back. But you know what? You want to be crafty. Okay, you know the old man at the YMCA, he may not be the quickest, he may not be the fastest, but you know what? He know how to get a shot on that. That's Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce wasn't quick, but you know what? And he had that step back. Or then if he didn't step back, he'd pivot, act like he gonna step back, come back around, hit you with the shoulder, create space, bam, fade away. He crafty with it. You know what I'm saying? He crafty with it. You want to be able to create space. So basically what I'm saying is become Jordan, become Kobe. You know what you need to do? Hey, get the ball in the post, make it easy for yourself. You'll still be able to extend your range out to three-point land, but you know what? He needs to learn how to post up, kind of have that KG Akeem game. And I think he needs to work on his footwork. He no longer going to be the Kevin Durant that shake and bake, step back. He can do that, but your Achilles is not going to allow you. You're on the wrong side of. You're going to be 31 this year, whatever you're going to be in the near future. 30, 31 next year. So you really want to start changing your game anyway. LeBron hasn't changed his game at all. And that's one of the questions I had about LeBron James. Yes, he's improving his mid-range game, but real talk, you know what I'm saying? When LeBron need a bucket, what can he do? He put his head down, go to the rim. But really, you look at Jordan get to the post, turnaround, bam. Jordan had the crossover on Brian Russell, bam. He had moves he go to. Kobe mimicked Jordan. Shaq need a bucket. Hey, I'm going to post up. Hey, boom, boom, boom. I'm going to put my elbow in your neck. And then I'm going to do the little baby hook. Like, when you look at LeBron James, when that first step went with the groin injury, what else did he have? Okay, he can dribble, do a step back jumper. In my opinion, when you get older, you want to exert less energy. Okay? You want to be able to make crafty moves, and Kevin Durant is forced to do that. He's going to be forced to be able to beat Kevin Garnett now. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be forced to be more, and that's not a bad thing because guess what? If Kevin Durant wanted to play until 33 or 34, 35, 36, it just sped up the process for him. It sped the process, and that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But he gonna have to develop. He had to go see a few of them guys, and work on his footwork. He got to play through the post a little bit more, mid post. He's still gonna be able to handle the ball, but you can't do that for 82 games a year. Can't do it. LeBron James, y'all gonna see it. When LeBron James fall off, if he don't find no go-to moves, he don't get in the post or find something that work for him. When LeBron James fall off and niggas say, oh, he's slipping. Look here, man. All right, he could be slipping right now, but you know what? He better than 90% of the league. 95%. He ain't slipped yet. Trust me. When LeBron slip, you gonna feel it. It's gonna be like that DMX song. I slipping, I falling, I can't get up. That's what it's gonna be like. It's gonna be like that. You know what I'm saying? He gonna slip bad. Jordan knew he was about to slip. See, LeBron took care of his body better than Jordan. Okay? Jordan was smoking cigars, drinking liquor and shit like that. Niggas talk about the flu game, right? The flu game. Wasn't no flu game. That nigga was hungover. But he gonna have to find and wasn't it that didn't Isaiah Thomas' career end over a fucking Achilles? I think that might have been the case with Zeke. I think that was the case with Zeke. Give me a minute. St. Louis Blues beating the hell out the Bruins. Hell yeah. Fuck the Bruins. You know what I'm saying? Give me one. I'm gonna see if it was his Achilles. Yeah, that's what took Isaiah Thomas out. I think it was. Yeah, that's what took Isaiah Thomas out. It was the Achilles. His Achilles took Isaiah Thomas out. So that's what took. I mean, not the Isaiah Thomas you guys know. I mean the Detroit Piston one. It was the Achilles that took him out. So, you know, it is what it is. LeBron is one of the greatest passers ever. I agree. So he can easily just move up to the point. He is the point guard already. That's not the problem, bro. The problem is, you know, his thing is how does he manufacture points without expending so much energy, and he don't have his first step. Okay, he wide, but when he lose that first step completely, he gonna have to do something different. He gonna have to make that adjustment. Jordan made it, Kobe made it, so on. We'll see if he make it. But for Kevin Durant to be back on code, he's leaving. You know, they said that's the last resort. Y'all know LeBron boy Brian Windhorst. How did he get a job writing about LeBron and covering basketball? That nigga probably can't even go in the end and do layups. You know what I'm saying? Talking Grub and Media, what's going on? He can't even go in the end doing layups. But he says that it's Kevin Durant still not opting in. Kevin Durant got 3 teams, and I don't know if the Golden State Warriors is included in that 3 teams. That's still gonna max him out next year. No matter if he don't play the entire year, Kevin Durant will still get a max contract. So, in the grand scheme of things, somebody betting on his talent and betting on his ability next year. So I ain't mad. I'm not mad at him at all. You know what? So, you know, it is what it is. So if he go to New York and just sit on the sideline next year, you know, so be it. So be it. I mean, if you didn't catch the stream yesterday, I encourage you to catch the stream we did yesterday about Kevin Garnett. If you didn't catch that stream yesterday, man, you missed a really good stream. You know, but at the end of the day, everybody gonna look here, man. There's no need to argue about who the GOAT, who not the GOAT, who the GOAT, and the other stuff. It ain't no need to argue that type of shit. You feel me? It ain't no need to argue that type of shit because I say that before because you know what? You know, Sosa, he may not have seen Bill Russell, okay? He probably don't know who Pete Maravich is. He might not remember Jerry West. He probably didn't remember when Phil Jackson, you know, played for the fucking who did he play for, the Knicks or the Suns? One of them fucking teams. I think it was the Knicks and bought a ring. You know, you might not remember Larry, you might not remember Magic, Jamal Wilkes and guys, and that's cool. For him, for Sosa, he believe LeBron James is the GOAT. Okay, we come from a different era. We remember Jordan and all of them. Okay. So everybody gonna have a different opinion. And for guys that's the Knicks, thank you. I think they played the Suns in the finals. But for guys who I'm about to say something, but for sorry, I got some fucking knee pain right now. I'm trying to heat this shit up. Feeling better though. But for guys that grew up in this era, their biggest what if story is, oh, what if Derrick Rose never got hurt? Oh, what if Brandon Roy never got hurt? You feel what I'm saying? For niggas that grew up with me, that grew up in the 90s and in the early 2000s, our biggest what if story was Penny Hardaway. Our biggest what if story was Grant Hill by far. Grant Hill is the biggest what if story ever. Okay. What if Grant Hill and Tracy McGrady played together? You ain't lying. Whoever said Ray Windhorst and Rayfield, I swear to God. Okay, so that's our biggest what if story, and I'm forgetting somebody. You know, if you go in the early 2000s, DeJuan Wagner. It's another guy in the 90s that was a what if story, man. Penny, Grant. There's probably another guy. I don't know who I'm fucking forgetting, but hey, Grant Hill is gonna top a lot of people's lists, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, Tracy McGrady, yeah, that's who I was thinking of. T-Mac, Yao Ming, you know what I'm saying? Yao Ming used to get Shaq to business, but pretty much for Kevin Durant, it's just gonna be about just persevering, man, and hopefully he learned a valuable lesson. Okay, I said Brandon Roy, but hopefully he learned a valuable lesson. And this is kind of what I learned throughout life. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you're young and your friend gets you in trouble or some shit like that. Like I learned at an early age, I wasn't gonna get in trouble for nobody. Okay, if I didn't want to do something, I didn't do it. Couldn't nobody influence me. The people that influenced my decision making were people that were opposed to my father, my mother, my grandparents. Okay, though Michael Redd is another one, Jonathan Bender is another one, but those are the ones. He came out of high school just like Deshaun Stevenson. But those are the people that affects my decision making. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the decision making, even when, you know, I'm walking through the mall and I may walk through the mall with somebody, be like, man, you know, I don't nobody wear that shit no more. Okay, cool. I'm aware. I don't care what no other people think. Fernando, what's going on? I don't care what other people think. If I think something is hot, I'm gonna get it. Okay. You know, I take advice. Oh man, you know what? The Xbox, you know, it might be a little bit this, but I prefer the PS4 because whoop-de-whoop or some shit like that. That's about it. Amari Stoudemire, another guy, career got cut short. But you know, Kevin Durant just care about what everybody else think. I wouldn't care about what nobody think. I'm broke. You know, compared to him, I'm broke. Broke is a motherfucking joke, Danny Granger. I'm broke as a motherfucking joke. But you know what? Can't nobody influence me, bro. Can't nobody make me do something I don't want to do. Can't nobody force me to do nothing I'm not going to do. Follow your first mind. You know what I'm saying? But for him, it is what it is, man. But if y'all got any questions, I answer. Somebody had an Anthony Davis question early on. I think, and I'm gonna go back up and find that question. I think he said, how would Anthony Davis fit in with the LA Lakers? Good. I think he'd fit in good, but I don't think his stats. I'm not sure his impact. I mean, his impact is going to be great on the Lakers. It's going to be better than it ever was on the New Orleans Pelicans. Okay, Gilbert Arenas is another one. Remember he got into it with Javaris Crittenton, and they both brandished guns at each other. Javaris Crittenton was a real gangster. I think Gilbert Arenas was homeless at a point. Greg Oden, the biggest bust. Nope. Anthony fucking Bennett. Monte Ellis, Mississippi finest. But I think Anthony Davis is going to be a great fit with the Lakers, but I still don't think it's enough to get him over the hump. I like it. If they keep Kuzma, which I think got to be criminal, that still ain't enough to get him over the hump. Because I'm just thinking about what like, all right, Golden State, I think they done. It is not because Kevin Durant is just leaving. That's not the reason why. They got too many mileage on their bodies, okay? Too many deep finals runs. You know what I'm saying? It's just too much wear and tear on their body. They need to move one of them three. Draymond Green, Steph Curry, or Klay Thompson. Whichever one you think is physically going to be declining first, you need to move them before they decline. Okay, but they can't do that unless it's Draymond Green. They can't do that unless, you know, they can't do that because of the new arena. But the thing they got working for them is if we bring back Boogie Cousins, if Boogie Cousins get into shape next year, we good. Okay? But you look at the Western Conference to kind of get some vantage point from the Western Conference. Teams that I really like in the West, and before the offseason start, I really like Sacramento and De'Aaron Fox. I love that team. I love Buddy Hield. I think he's going to be an all-star eventually. De'Aaron Fox, I think he may get an MVP eventually. I like them two dudes over there. I like Marvin Bagley is super nice. So they got a nice three-headed monster. Minnesota, I don't like Karl Anthony Towns in the Wiggins mix. Okay. Phoenix, I like to see them get Lonzo Ball. I like to see Phoenix get Lonzo. That's the perfect fit for Lonzo, in my opinion. Or Orlando. Okay. With him and Markelle Fultz be on the same team. The Denver Nuggets, that's the team that should be going after fucking Anthony Davis. They got more firepower other than the picks than all of them. You know what I'm saying? I think the Denver Nuggets need to right now. They need to consolidate. They need to consolidate their team. They got too many niggas on that team. You know, Will Barton, Gary Harris, Morris, Beasley. They got another nigga out there too. Craig. All five of them. Paul Millsap can move. Okay. Them right there. I'll be looking to move some of them. Okay. I'll be looking to move some of them. You know what I'm saying? That's just my personal preference on that. I'll be looking to move some of them. Possibly I'll be trying to get a top tier talent in there for one of them. That's my personal. But Denver Nuggets, even if they stay packed, they probably the best team in the West next year. They got to learn to defend. They learning to close this year. That I like them. Portland Trailblazers, they need to go ahead and break up the McCollum and Damian Lillard situation. Michael Porter Jr., hey, he looked good doing windmills and shit, but we got to see if his back can hold up. He was my number one guy on the board, him and Luka Doncic last year. I wasn't sure on Young Bull from Atlanta, but he the truth. But I like Sacramento next year. Denver, I love them next year. Portland, I think they should get a better two guard. I think Portland should get a better two guard, in my opinion, a bigger two guard. I don't mean better, but I like those teams next year. Golden State still be in the mix. Houston is still be in the mix. Who else they got in the Western Conference? San Antonio, they about to trade DeMar DeRozan. Okay, so I mean, if I'm the fucking Denver Nuggets, I would try to get DeMar DeRozan over there, to be real. You know, Willie Cauley-Stein probably gone. They probably gonna bring in Nikola Vujovic from Orlando. He probably gone. You know, D Rose to Portland. I think D Rose a free agent. You know, I think D Rose a free agent. I heard the Thunder is trying to get a deal together for Bradley Beal. That'd be nice. I like that from them. He said KD without KD playing still is better. Now I don't think they're gonna be the. I think going into next year they will be the best, but I just think the mileage on that they really gonna need DeMarcus Cousins and whoever they choose to replace KD with to step up. Cousins is gonna be the difference for Golden State next year. If he come back, if they lose Cousins and Kevin Durant, Kevin Durant already gone regardless. But if they lose those two next year, they not winning. They not winning, and I'm just keeping it honest. They lose them two next year, they not winning. If Cousins get back to form, I think they still got enough to win. But if I don't know how it's gonna play out. But and I also want to talk about Lonzo Ball before I get out of here. I don't understand the infatuation with. I don't understand Chicago Bulls' infatuation with Lonzo Ball. I don't understand it. Okay, one of my Chicago Bulls homies was telling me that Chris Dunn don't facilitate, he don't score. I think it's coaching. I think Chris Dunn is a good player. But I didn't watch him a lot last year. He was often injured. The Bulls got a really sneaky team, okay? I mean, Lauri Markkanen is a good player. I mean, if you LeBron James and the Lakers, man, I like Lauri Markkanen. If we can get him, or if they can get him, that'd be nice. But I just don't understand the infatuation with Lonzo going to Chicago. Man, I guess because they got shooting with Lauri Markkanen and Zach LaVine. So I don't understand. I like Lonzo in Phoenix. I love some Zach LaVine. I mean, if you had to get me the young boy team, Zach LaVine is another guy that I really like out there. It's Zach LaVine and it's another motherfucker, man. I'm slipping his name, but I like Zach LaVine. He can ball. You know what I'm saying? The Timberwolves should have gave up fucking Andrew Wiggins, but they gave up him. The Pelicans ain't gonna be shit. That GM trash. I like Lonzo. He just 20. I like Lonzo too, but I like him in Phoenix. I like Lonzo in Phoenix or Orlando, even though Markelle Fultz in Orlando, it ain't no guarantee he coming back from that. Wendell Carter Jr., I like him too. He was at Duke with Marvin Bagley, was he? Or was he there? Yeah. Lloyd Marketing, love Lloyd Marketing. If I heard that all the Bulls young players was available in the offseason, so they can move him. Lloyd Marketing, I like him. Where should he go? If somebody can move for him, tough. You know what's a good place for him? You know what's an excellent move for Portland? And we gonna put this out in the energy. The excellent move for Portland is to go get Lauri Markkanen and try to get Zach LaVine. That's a great move for them. That's a great move. At the end of the day, if I'm Portland and I can give you CJ McCollum, and I don't know what else they got over there, but if I can give you CJ McCollum, Aminu, and I'll give you this year draft pick and next year draft pick, all that shit, cash, whatever I need to give you. If I'm Portland, I'm trying to get Zach LaVine and fucking Lloyd Marketing over there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that'd be nice. Portland would be a problem with Damian Lillard, Zach LaVine, and Lloyd Marketing and Nurkic. Oh man, that's dangerous. Am I the only one that thinks Trey Ingram? I don't like nobody from Duke. None of them dudes from Duke. I ain't like the Duke player since Grant Hill. Yeah, UCLA player Tyler Honeycutt. I remember him. Well, that's what I'm talking about, man. I'm talking about I mean Ingram. I've been trying to wait to see about him. I ain't sure about him. I don't think he that good. But hey, Portland need to be trying to get Lloyd Marketing and Zach LaVine, bro. Them niggas problems, man. But hey, let me close it out, man. I'll be back tomorrow. More likely I'll probably do. I don't know what stream I'll do tomorrow, man. But I'm gonna probably do some music entertainment stream when news come up. But I'm gonna do more basketball, football streams, and still be doing some boxing streams here and there. So what you think of Boogie Cousins to OKC? I don't think that's gonna happen. They would have to facilitate a sign trade. They trying to move Steven Adams. You know what I'm saying? I think Boogie Cousins is gonna be retained one more year. I actually like Brandon Jennings for the Pistons, man. Then he tore his shit up and we got stuck with Reggie Jackson. Golly. But I don't think that's gonna work. But financially wise, they trying to trade Steven Adams and them for what's old boy name? I just had his name in my head. And for Bradley Beal. Kyrie going to Brooklyn. That's a wrap. D'Angelo Russell gone. D'Angelo Russell probably go to Orlando. But I think Orlando should trade a big fella from Texas, from Harlem. What's his name? Mo Bamba. They should trade him and keep Vujovic. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna never be good as Vujovic. Defensively, he will. But I don't think he never gonna be better than But Kyrie going to Brooklyn. And I think that's a mistake. If I'm D'Angelo Russell, I'm not going back to Brooklyn. I'm going away my app. D'Angelo Russell a bad boy though. Maybe D'Angelo Russell should go team up with Oladipo in Indiana. Clips, the owner, the best in the league. Yeah, he from Detroit. Steve Ballmer from Detroit. Yep, Steve Ballmer from Detroit. It was another billionaire, Dan Gilbert, and the brother. I don't know if the black guy that owned the Weather Channel, he black. He from Detroit. So yeah, Steve Ballmer from Detroit. Yeah, Bushwick. That's Ghetto Boys. RIP. Russell to the Sun. I think that's a contradiction in their backcourt. Could happen though. I think that's I like Russell. If Oladipo can come back, I like them in the backcourt. But the Suns, I think the Suns need more Alonzo. You know what I'm saying? I think Orlando could use D'Angelo Russell. I don't know why more players don't want to go to Orlando. Orlando's straight, man. I stayed in the Central Florida area. I like it. It ain't Miami. But hey, Tampa straight. But yeah, I like Central Florida, man. I think D'Angelo Russell, Markel Fultz can play together. If he don't come back, I mean, then you got Vujovic. I do think they need to make some moves in they two guard. Terrence Ross, they could bring him back. Fournier, he really ain't shit, but I do like the young boy from Tallahassee, from Florida State, Jonathan, what's his name? I can't remember his name, but he played with them. Kemba, Bron, and Davis. I think Kimba staying in Charlotte as long as they offer him the Supermax. He's staying. Lakers should push hard for Clay. Yeah, I mean, you ain't got to trade nothing. You for Bradley Beal, you got to trade something. You think Oladipo bounced back? I don't know. What did he injure? I don't remember what he injured. It was bad. I know it was a leg injury. Yeah, Bradley Beal or Klay Thompson fit Brian. Don't really matter. Somehow I'm just not watching Men in Black 2. I don't know how did that happen. KD Sacramento young ball. Yeah, KD going to New York. He probably going to New York, but hey, it is what it is. But yeah, I'm gonna tap out right now, man. Appreciate everybody for coming on, man. Keep sharing the video streams, man. Hit the bell icon button. Sometimes you gotta reset it to get the notification gang, but keep sharing the videos, man. I'm gonna update the playlist. This is gonna go on the NBA 101 playlist of the auto live stream we do, and the NBA talk is just my video format. So I'm changing up the live stream talk, man. So I'll be handing out some more wrenches too, man. So pay attention to that. We're gonna do some maybe some live movie reviews. We're gonna do some hip hop talk. We're gonna do a lot of different things stream wise. So appreciate it, man. I definitely got much love for everybody that's checking in the building. It was a clean comment section. Today we had a little bit of friction, but it really wasn't shit, man, compared to some of that other shit we be going through. Appreciate it. We